Oh my gosh, this training, total mind blower. It makes you think like a CEO, a CMO, the head of human resources. You have to think like the CFO all at once and manage billions of dollars with an abstract strategy to help your company grow. I wish we could have done it more, honestly. It's the best board game I've ever played.
And maybe we only focus on the 3 initially?
Yeah.
Is that what we can maybe do? So
let's keep those in our back pocket.
Yeah. Oh, we have to pick, we have to explore now.
You mean,
we don't have to pick 4, we can pick 3.
We can't bring one in later?
No, because once that's my hardest lift, there's no more. And so do we kind of keep them hanging out there
at the end of the 30 minutes, though.
10, 13.
13, yeah. 13.
So it's only leaving us.
These have
So we would only have
cost of 1, 2, 4, right?
okay. So we have 6, but where's the one that KI? This one was our.
I'm still have to borrow 10 because I only want loan in increments of 10. Because it makes it easier for me. It's okay.
So we can send a
Are there
lot
other
more in.
bankers that are less generous? I'm the only banker in town. Okay. All right. Well, give us 10 then. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's a small town.
Her intangible value is 3 out of 5.
That's good. Yeah.
So we did long.
Yeah.
And then we need
Stars, right?
now stars. I like the camera. We need
Right.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
You know, it's a strategy for better fighting off a lot.
Well, he said to allocate, he wanted us to do at least one allocation of training.
Oh, did he? Okay, I thought so. So that would be this one.
We definitely need some gray circles and boxes, blue boxes.
You want me to bring you some coffee, sir?
Thank you.
We have to post out something.
Full service banker right there.
Yeah.
All right, so you're investing in your business. You had to borrow. Is that real life? Yes. All right, we'll see. You're going to have to pay for that, though. We're going to charge you interest for it. Is that real life? Yeah. Okay, we'll see how it goes. All right, so we're all good on page 6, yes? All right, let's move on. Page 7 will last us 30 years. We spend the $30 million today, but we charge ourselves 1/30th of it each year in expense. That's depreciation. Does that make sense? So right now you've got equipment of how much? Equipment should be 10, right? 1 blue and 5 whites. So we're going to keep it simple, 10%. So 10% of 10 is 1. Take one of those chips, not cash, but one of the equipment chips, and put it on depreciation. Take an number from the chips. You're simply adding and reporting chips for each of those items, doing some math, work together, stop once you've done equities and liabilities.
Minus 10. You're investing big time.
At least did our minus 10.
We're trying to do the no tax thing.
You're a long-term strategy.
Liability grants.
Yeah, we're down. Oh.
Do we?
Liabilities, we have 30. Plan 2030.
Equities.
The number you have, circle the number you have for total assets, please, and circle the number you have for equities and liabilities, please. Give me a big thumbs up if those are the same number.
No.
If they're not the same number, do not pass go. Do not Seriously, if your numbers do not balance, hold your hand up for us to help you.
Wait,
All right, so Sean, then you
off by
there. Then it behind you there.
this doesn't equal that.
The rest of you, give yourselves a hand. You balance it. And what that means is, guess what? You now know how to create a P&L, an income statement. You did it. Your balance sheet balances means you did it right. So finance isn't this mysterious pot in the back room. It's making decisions and seeing what the impacts of those are. Right? You heard Ram Charan talk about it. The financial results come from the decisions that were made. We just proved it. Okay? All right, now continue on the rest of the page. Now you count up your stones for the next 3. And then do the math down at the bottom, please. Got it?
got 12 per customer. How many?
7.
7?
7 for organization and 14. Rounds down.
You have to leave the page and go to the next page, page 15, there are a few things to calculate.
We're at the point now where they've just done their financials, and they're about ready to present the results on the wall here. So that's the wall of fame. So see these tables right here? Each table is going to be recording the results on this wall of fame, and we're going to have a discussion. And they're going to get to see not only their results, but the results of the other tables around them. And it's a little bit of a competition. It's kind of fun.
I'm sorry. They only made us 3. I think we're worth more. Alrighty.
Okay, so can everybody see the board behind me? Okay. How did it feel, by the way? Good. Give yourselves a round of applause. How did you survive? How about organization evaluation? 4, 5, 8. 5 and 8. So these two teams again in organizational value. Let's give them a round of applause again.
Hang it in there.
If you have a premium as one of your strategies, is it really going to work to bring a bunch of true leads?
What's the number?
The company's value itself that is actually owned by the company, or in this case your investors. Hopefully you'll all, eventually, get your shares and your stock plans and all of that. But for right now, the investors have that equity portion. But the rest of what equates to
A lot of cost-reducing initiatives, cost-focused things. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to execute specific sectors. If you chose innovation and know-how, you're probably going to have to really invest in human capital. You choose synergy, adaptability, that's very much customer-focused. So you can already start to see a little bit of where it might have implications for the kinds of things that you invest in. But what we do have here, we can already start to compare these companies. And of course, the other regions have their companies as well. Number 1 revenue. 48. Who is in charge of customer external assets of this company? Who took on that job here? So right now, you are the number 1 marketing sales manager of all of these companies. You just generated the highest revenues from the net. And what represented all of yellow cards, all of that goes together to represent the total available market. And you captured the biggest percentage of that total available market. Congratulations. And then we go and we see 48, 47, 40, and 33. Who's the customer external asset management table of ICA? So let's just say you didn't generate quite as much revenue as that here. But I'm guessing you put resources somewhere else.
So the good news is we've got lots of intangible value here, but these losses really took a whack out of the market value. In the real world, investors care about your long term, but they also ask what have you done for me lately? And that's why we did that 1.4 times the current profit. In the early years, they're the ones who invest in you see that later on. No guarantee of that. Nor is there a guarantee this is going to fizzle out, right? But obviously there's a challenge to balance short-term versus...
Have people that match those competitive advantages.
Sure, I think less experience is going to make it less entrenched, and you're going to have more free flow cash too. If you don't spend a lot of money on really experienced people too, so you more capital.
Good point.
When you have less experienced people, how do you develop them? A lot of times you need someone who has experience in development.
Right.
As long as you balance it out.
Yeah, so could you hire all inexperienced?
Oh, I see that keeping my employees focused is important. What's more important is now that I see that, I'm going to have a conversation with my people when I go back and find out what's important to them. So I make sure I give it to them. Or I'm going to go back to my customer and make sure I find out what's important to them. Or I need to go research more about the cost of things, because I don't really understand them as much as I need to. It's those actions, as we know in the HR community, and particularly in training and development, unless people do something differently, at best this was just fun. And while I hope it was, that's not what it's about. And we can extend that whole discussion to longer and have people work on action plans, etc., depending on how you like to make that happen. Can I answer any questions from anyone about our experience or its application more broadly? Because we can lose it tomorrow. So we need to make sure we maintain institutional know-how, and we need to make sure that we leverage all the know-how in our organization. So lots of different ways we can pivot and leverage this. We'd be happy to discuss this further if you want.
really enjoyed the experience of the immersive training that we received this afternoon. Really something that we can take back to our companies and get our management team to work together and focus on how do we get all of our projects out on time and make money in the process with reducing losses.
I think it was a great simulation. I'd love to bring this back to my president and CEO, and I think they'd really enjoy this.
This was a fantastic, realistic simulation. I think will strengthen us all as HR business partners for our organization.